Hello and welcome to the first episode ever of Game for a Movie. Woo! This is a podcast started by four guys where we all compete in a game. Loser has to watch a terrible movie and we talk about these movies. Let's introduce our panel. Everybody's laughing and pointing at the loser already.
Yep.
Our panel, I am your host, Mike Butanic. I am joined by, to my left,
Andre Bellinger.
next to him,
T-Dog.
Just T-Dog.
just T-Dog.
This is just
Yeah,
T-Dog.
you
Well, T and then dog. Like
Is it T-dog or is it like a T
to be
space?
determined.
I also want to know, is it dog D-O-G, D-O-G-G, D-A-W-G?
I think that's up to the viewer's imagination.
Okay. Your interpretation, I like it. Okay.
I like it.
And next to T-Dog is?
Just Mitchell. I'm simple. Just
Mitchell. Okay, if I would have known everybody was like using a pen name, I wouldn't have used my full
Pen
name
name?
already.
Whatever.
Oh
It's
yeah.
fine.
Well, I just said my first name.
I mean, besides you.
Yeah.
You guys both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, we're in
If
it.
you want, we can restart.
No, we're good, dude.
This is
we're
my
gonna
quality
leave this
stuff.
in.
Right.
Yeah, we're fine. All right, so we each saw a movie in the past 2 weeks, and we are here to talk about it. We're going to review it, give it our good, our bad, and like a rating, probably like 1 to 5. Is that good with you
1 to 5
guys?
stars.
Oh, okay. All
Well,
right.
I was going to use, since I used Aquaman, I'm going to use Tridents.
Ooh,
Okay, gotcha.
I feel ya.
So I'm going to probably change it every week.
I didn't
but
realize
it's still
we
going to
were-
be 1 to 5.
I didn't realize we'd have to apply a metric to this. So this is a science-based show is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we have to give an accurate estimate to our audience.
Okay.
Because,
Got it.
I mean,
numerical
how else
value.
will they know?
All right.
So we're going to start with T-Dog. T-Dog, what did you see this week?
I saw Bird Box possibly 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And
Did you do the Bird Box challenge?
I did not go to the extent of the Bird Box challenge,
Okay.
but if I would have, incorporated the Tide challenge.
A Tide Pod challenge
Tide
to
Pod
end it
challenge
early,
as well.
basically? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I just feel like you should do challenges together.
Oh, okay.
would you have done the Bird Box challenge while watching the movie? I think that would have helped in that experience.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that would have probably made the movie more enjoyable. So the movie,
Bad?
it depends what you're looking for. So the movie is a decent suspense type. It reminded me a lot of The Walking Dead, which has its ups and downs.
Okay.
We start off with, a character, she's going through life. Actually, I don't know if they start off in a
It sounds like
flashback.
every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie also starts with the character going through
Sometimes
life.
things happen,
And then all of a sudden something bad happens.
Yep.
So in this,
No spoilers.
In this case, we have two different timelines going on. One where the bad event happens, and the bad event has already happened for a while now.
So I'm sorry. When you say timeline, do you mean like they're flash forwarding or something, or is it alternate universes? Is it like Lady at the Lake House?
It's more
or?
so you have your current timeline, and then they flash back, but I don't remember which one starts off the movie exactly.
Okay.
So we have a nice little outbreak at a hospital. Everything goes crazy. There are probably a ton of movies that you can analogously relate to the same outbreak. Something happens.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong.
Something goes wrong.
13 going on 30.
I mean,
We've all
so,
seen it.
right.
I'll be honest, when you said hospital and something goes wrong, my immediate thought was like that opening for Walking Dead. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
compared it to.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then,
Great
so
episode.
at least for Bird Box, there were, outbreaks mentioned on TV before they go to the hospital. Same thing with, other movies.
Some foreshadowing.
Okay, was this movie good?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, is it? Does it?
I really like the fact that it lived up to its name because we did see birds in boxes.
Oh, did we actually?
Whoa.
Really?
Yes.
Is this breaking news?
Birds in
Oh,
So,
So are we giving spoilers away
I think
in this?
We could throw spoiler. I'm fine with a spoiler warning on this movie.
okay, we'll give a spoiler warning.
all right. Lay it on us. Give us all the dirty spoilers, even though I know
Okay.
nothing about this movie.
All right.
Please.
So basically, she loses everyone except 2 children on her way to the savior, like the sanctuary type land.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
To run away from this outbreak.
yeah, I mean, so basically, her and some other dude that she hooked up with during this
Oh,
Some
delicious.
food.
Yeah.
Way to bury the
That's
lead.
right.
Bullets.
But she was
Yeah.
already
Oh,
pregnant when the
she's-
movie started. Yeah, so this other dude comes along while she's pregnant. She has a kid. She also adopts this. She doesn't ever adopt because she doesn't even have them say mom ever. So she's kind of distancing.
Taking them under their ward.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a guardian.
Yeah.
Why did you
She-
say take them under their ward when take them under their wing was right there?
No.
It's Bird Box.
You're right.
I assumed he
All right, well,
purposely
To be fair, me
evaded
and Andre
that.
watched Game of Thrones recently, so he was thinking
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Oh, all right,
exactly.
all right,
I'm in a
all
Game
right.
of Thrones mood right now.
So the only people, so basically there is some sort of creature. You never see the creature in the movie.
Okay.
It's not a singular creature. It's like all over the place. Some sort
This
of
is the
mystical.
thing where you look at it and you die.
Yeah, you look at it and you want to kill yourself.
Oh, so it's like the
Worst
happening.
fear or something like that? Or?
It's not necessarily that.
Another
It
great
could be
movie.
that, but
Oh God!
So that's the thing. Like, is it like the
Happening
happening where like the
great
whole
movie.
entire byline of that was that like, oh, these people are randomly killing themselves.
well,
What's
yeah.
the deal with that?
So people would just randomly commit suicide
Okay.
once they see this.
Gotcha.
My theory would be that it didn't necessarily drive you insane, but maybe convinced you that there was something better to get to because
Okay.
there were people who were immune to this, and so throughout the movie there would be those people who would try to open up and show the sane people
Yeah.
to the creatures, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All
Interesting.
right. So, what's your verdict on this?
Yeah, I was gonna say T-Dog. What do you give it?
Okay, so first I give it 5 out of 5 birds because
Wow, really?
we saw birds in boxes.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I came.
So your requirements were met.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I
was
was
they-
doing more of a binary
Hey,
thing.
check that box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
don't count your birds before they hatch. Though.
Oh, you guys are really flying off the seat of your pants here.
Hey.
Overall, I'd say probably a 3 out of 5. It had
Okay.
some
Wow.
suspense elements that I enjoyed, that reminded me parts of Walking Dead that I enjoyed, but overall, the ending just kind of fell flat. We just ended up at a sanctuary type place, and it was over. So,
Gotcha. Would you watch a sequel?
Netflix is making it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what type of sequel.
Bird Box 2.
Or a Bird Box prequel? I don't
Ooh,
know.
oh.
I
Prequel.
think they're going to have
Bird
to go
box
away
here.
from the box or birds. I don't know. Maybe like
Fox.
What like a bird storage unit?
yeah. That
Like,
might-
is that the
might
next
be-
logical?
Bird Tupperware.
I felt kind of bad for I don't know how long birds are supposed to stay in boxes, but she had the birds in the boxes for a while when she was traveling.
Eventually, they just go to the nest, right?
I mean, eventually they made it to the sanctuary.
So I don't understand. I still don't understand.
okay.
What's the why does she
Connection
have-
with birds.
Yeah. Why does she have birds in boxes?
Yeah. So
Or storage units.
Or any storage units. Or
It's like a canary in the
Like
coal
is
mine
that like
kind of-
yeah, it was kind of
yeah.
a canary in the coal mine
Okay,
where they would alert when these mysterious creatures
when
were
whatever
around.
this abstract force
And-
was coming. Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess there was also this mysterious force was, I guess, presented in a bird aspect, or at least there was a flock of birds coming through. So maybe they weren't necessarily the creatures, but they were just always running from the creatures.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Me and Mike were talking about this earlier, but
Yeah.
the way Netflix promoted it, and granted, Netflix spends more money on promotion than they do on actually producing these things,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is part of their strategy, and it's obviously working. But so they created themselves. They created the Bird Box meme, like the Bird Box.
Oh, they
challenge.
manufactured.
Right,
the
yeah,
They
challenge?
manufactured. They created
Wow,
Twitter
okay.
accounts that help perpetuate all this stuff.
Jesus
Vox
Christ.
wrote a write up on this. It's pretty incredible and kind of gross, but at the same time,
I feel like so many times when companies try to make a fad out of it,
Yeah.
like that they end up falling flat on their face. The fact that Netflix pulled that off is
This
pretty
is this
impressive.
is like the one that
Well,
it's-
I mean, pulled it off aside from the fact that people were getting hurt, and then they had to.
Well,
and then
yeah,
they had to
now
release
people took it to the
statement
next level.
that
they didn't
said-
think about it. They just
No.
did it.
Yeah.
they were
You
just
know?
doing like the meme of like the blindfold and all
Yeah,
that.
right.
People took it to the next
Like,
level.
yeah, the fact that somebody can say the words "bird box" to me, I immediately think of somebody in a blindfold. Like that's mission complete. That's a success right there. You know?
Exactly.
So my question is for you: would you get Netflix to see this movie?
Would you pay like what? Like pay? How much is Netflix in a month now?
It's 11 now.
11 now.
11
yeah.
now?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
$11 for a month for watching this in a month.
Hard-earned paycheck for a movie that I haven't even seen.
Yeah.
Right.
I would not.
Okay. I'm
Just
wondering if
based on
we
that
get to
movie.
that. No. I'm wondering if we get to that point where there's that movie that like I need Netflix.
Looking for like a Netflix seller of sorts.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
think
It's
there
really
are-
TV series
Yes.
that they've done that with.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the movie because I feel like their movies have not been up to snuff.
They're still figuring it out. I feel like with as far as the feature-length film stuff, like they
Yeah.
have the TV series down, not down pat, but like they have some solid contenders.
And to
Yeah.
be fair, Roma is the most nominated movie at the Oscars this year.
That's true.
So that's a big win for them.
Which is huge.
They've also outspent Roma's production money with their Oscar, not even just marketing, just the Oscar campaign. They spent more money on than they did on
God.
Roma. So look, they are paying for what they're getting.
yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, look, I thought Roma was overrated, but it's
Sure.
a good movie. It's a good movie.
Netflix
So,
making moves.
yeah, they're making moves. Anyway.
Anything else to say on Bird Box?
It was a movie about birds in boxes.
Great sum up.
Excellent.
T-Dog. Eloquent.
All right, we'll go to you, Mitchell.
Yeah.
What movie did you see? What did you think?
So I saw If Beale Street Could Talk, directed by Barry Jenkins, who famously won the Oscar for Moonlight years ago, beating out La La Land. I think that's what most people remember that movie for.
Yeah, I feel
it's
kind of bad. 'cause-
Moonlight.
Yeah.
Moonlight.
Moonlight's great.
But like, I feel like it's selling Moonlight short because it was really good on its own, right?
Moonlight was fantastic.
Yeah.
I preferred,
Herschel.
personally, I preferred La La Land.
Okay.
But Moonlight winning, I thought deservedly so. So I thought it was a fantastic film. That was the first Barry Jenkins movie that I saw, and I was happy that this was his follow-up movie. So If Beale Street Could Talk is based on James Baldwin's novel. It's about a young African-American couple living in Harlem, post-Civil Rights Act movement. So we're talking like, I think it's like late 60s. They never say it out loud, but I think it's like
Yeah.
late 60s, early 70s. And it's about a young couple trying to get their life together, to get married, to have children. They're laying it all out. And it's a really poignant and beautiful setup for a love story. And the movie is presented in a non-linear way. So while you're experiencing this love story between two very charismatic actors, you're also seeing the demise of that relationship, not by their own doing, but by this guy getting framed for a crime he did not do. So he goes to prison, and the whole movie, plot-wise, is about his and her own family trying to get this young man out of jail. I think he's like 20. He's like in his early 20s in this
Wow.
movie, so it's really heartbreaking.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's a Barry Jenkins movie. So we're talking. It's a very human movie in terms of talking about how people relate to each other, but there's also a little bit of social justice in there, kind of like what you see in Moonlight. And I thought overall, these movies about being better than racist thoughts can be seen throughout Hollywood, right? You've seen them in, most recently, Green Book comes to mind, of like a white guy learning how not to be racist.
That's the.
And-
I'm sorry. Green Book is that's the Viggo
That's,
Mortensen.
yeah, Viggo
right?
Mortensen, Mahershala Ali.
Yes.
Ali,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I had the right movie in mind.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that, I kind of compare those movies, not because I think they're of the same quality. I definitely don't think Green Book is nearly as good as If Beale Street Could Talk.
Okay.
But it approaches a similar topic in a different fashion. We're talking about a movie that, like for Green Book, it's your typical cookie cutter Hollywood movie about racism and how it's bad.
Yeah.
Where If Beale Street Could Talk, it not only shows that, the ramifications of racism, but it also shows what it's combating. So specifically, I mean the love story. And that's what makes it more resonant. So for you as someone watching the movie, your heart's broken because of what this injustice is doing not only to this one person, but to this entire family.
So it's more personal, basically.
It is
Scene.
incredibly personal, and if you watch either Moonlight or If Beale Street Could Talk, the way that Barry Jenkins shoots people's faces, it really drives a human element towards the story. So anyway, love the movie. It got nominated for 3 Oscars. I haven't mentioned her yet, but Regina King is nominated for Best Supporting Actress. She is by far the favorite to win.
Okay.
It's also nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Barry Jenkins adapted the novel from James Baldwin. And the music, which I haven't gotten to yet, was easily my favorite part. After watching the movie, I got that soundtrack on Apple Music and listened to it on the way home. It's incredibly poignant.
Is it original?
It's original music.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just a score, right? So there's no lyrics or anything. It's just the music, and it transports you back in this time. And the best part, by the way, and this is my final thought, how beautifully this movie was shot, and it kind of drives home the greater point of look what was lost because of this injustice, and because the romance was shot beautifully, the scenery in Harlem was very romantic and nostalgic. It really drives home the point to the audience of what could have been, and now essentially the love lost and frankly the life lost because of one crooked cop having it out for a black man. So I love that movie. It's definitely a rich glass of wine.
Yes,
it's not
It's not a casual kick up your feet after a long day of work and watch some mindless.
You got to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
My question for you is: I believe, if I remember correctly, Green Box got nominated for best film.
Green Book.
Green Book. Oh yeah. Green Box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just connecting the dots right here.
Yeah.
It would have been better if it was Green Box.
Yeah.
But Green Book got nominated for best film.
Yes.
And
it was.
Beale Street did not.
It did not. No.
So how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, look. I don't look to the Oscars to validate my taste in movies, but and by all accounts, it looks like Green Book has a very strong chance of winning Best Picture. It won Best Picture at the Directors Guild and all that, so the momentum is building for this film.
Okay.
But here's how I look at it: it's Green Book, a very safe movie about race. There's nothing really that you could say wrong about it outside of the real life story that it's based on and it working up some details, but the greater message of don't be racist. No one's going to argue with that.
We've seen that movie before.
We've seen the movie before, and I will say this: the performances in Green Book were incredible. Nice. Mahershala Ali, Viggo Mortensen were amazing together. It's a fun. Maybe not fun is the right word, but it's a good movie to hang out in. You just love seeing these characters interact.
It's digestible and safe.
Yeah, it's very digestible.
It feels like it's not a buddy cop movie, obviously, but like a buddy movie.
Yeah, you see a friendship grow.
Yeah,
you see a friendship grow, which is very obviously satisfying for an audience. And I will say this: their secret weapon is Linda Cardellini, who's my all-time crush. So she plays Viggo's wife in the movie, and she is bae. However, I think If Beale Street Could Talk is the superior movie. Unfortunately, the Oscars, or at least the nominations, did not agree with that, but definitely worth a watch.
I love the fact that we have done not even half of one of these yet, and we've already learned Linda Cardellini, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Freaks and Geeks, man?
I'm
going back to Freaks and Geeks.
It's not like I'm judging you or anything like that. It's a random crush.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
But
is she the main character on Freaks and Geeks?
Yes, she's the main girl in there. So I had a crush on her when I saw that. She was, not Daphne, Velma in the Scooby-Doo live-action movies.
Yes.
And, anyway, she is bae. Oh, and to give my rating, I'll give it 4.5 out of 5 street lamps, my guess.
Street lamps.
If Beale Street, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Was I going to say white guilt? I don't know. 4.5 out of 5
this is
white
picking
guilts.
up that everybody's doing like a 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, like this particular thing. Bird boxes, street lamps. I guess I'll go next with my tridents and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
So I saw Aquaman. I'm very much into those action movies and stuff like that, and this is one that I was kind of like, okay, maybe the DCEU can finally break their streak.
Is that work? It's the DCEU, not the DCU?
No, it's DCEU.
DCEU,
Yes.
like Entertainment Universe.
Oh,
or something
entertainment.
like
I thought it was even extended.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because
No, I think it is extended.
Is it extended?
I'll look it
is
up,
it
but
the
keep
extended
going.
unit? Okay, it might be extended.
I'll look
Power
at
Google on
But
our side.
I'll fact check.
it's more than just the movies.
Okay.
That's why they started their DC streaming service, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So that new Titan show, not to derail, but that new Titan show is in the same universe then, or
I don't know. Dude.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
I don't know if they know anymore. 'Cause
DC
they
right.
had 2 Flashes in the CW and
Right.
like,
Yeah, I know the CW stuff's all separate, and yeah.
supposedly, but then they talked about they're going to bring the Green Arrow to it or something like
What?
that.
Oh, okay.
They had mentioned something about it like
Whatever.
long ago. It's like long hidden
Sure.
gem. It's not come to fruition yet. There's nothing on the horizon, but they've talked.
Comic book properties are weird. All right,
Yes.
continue.
It's extended universe.
Extended
Just so we
universe.
know.
All right.
DC extended
All right,
universe.
well,
Well,
the extended universe.
Okay.
The DC extended universe. I separate that from the Nolan Batman films just because they feel completely different to me.
And technically, they're not part of it. So
Right.
it starts with Man of Steel, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman, all that good stuff. What I will say about Aquaman to start off is that it is my second favorite of the DCEU movies.
Okay.
So is that out of 5 or 4 movies?
Oh, that's right.
Just serious question.
7 movies?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of them
Because
now,
there's Man of
yeah.
Steel, Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League,
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Jeez. And then
Did you say Aquaman already?
Aquaman. I did not say Aquaman. I tried to go in order. I don't know if I got them all.
I will
I'm
once
pretty
again fact
Justice
check.
League was the last movie before Aquaman. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
because
sure.
they took that break.
They did take
I was
that
just
long
trying to be
break.
clear on,
Yeah.
future
That
ratings.
That was back when it was the Snyderverse, and then
The
it became
Snyderverse.
Oh, right.
the DCEU. I love how long we've talked about not
Just-
even the movie.
Yeah, I
just
know.
the
Where it's the
DCEU.
tangents around it. Okay.
So it is 6. We named the 6.
Yes,
So
there you
we're-
go.
6
Done.
movies.
Yep.
Okay, so I say it's my second favorite of the DCEU, but it's not hard.
Yeah.
But that being said, I have like the scale of like Wonder Woman all the way at the top.
Okay.
Like pretty far down Aquaman, and then even further down probably Justice League.
Justice League's your third favorite, you think?
Probably.
Wow. Okay.
I
mean, not
space
necessarily
between
this week, but-
Wonder Woman and Aquaman versus Aquaman and
So
Justice
Aquaman
League.
is closer to Wonder
Okay.
Woman than it is to Justice. League.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
That wasn't
This is
So-
somebody who did not see Man of Steel because I hate Superman.
oh,
hate
okay. You hate
I
Superman.
hate Superman.
Dang.
Because Superman
are you a
movies are all the
communist?
same. No. Superman
You're a
movies are
communist.
all the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
it sounds like you just hate freedom is all. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The only one that is different is the animated death of Superman.
Okay.
Everything else
Yeah.
revolves around the same format where it's like, hey, here's Superman. He's going to save the day. He stops some bad guys that are a little minor. He comes across this challenge. He discovers a new power to save the day.
Sure.
Sure.
And
His
I mean-
new power, Man of Steel, was snapping General Zod's neck.
Yes.
That's a new power.
That's a sweet power.
So I did
dude.
not see Man of Steel, but I knew that. And
Okay.
like, yes,
Yeah.
you're correct. But the power is he learned how to kill someone.
Yep.
I guess, yeah.
Yikes.
Putting humanity before.
Because he had to learn how to do that.
I
And
guess.
like you can argue that's the superhero formula.
Yeah, it's a hero's journey, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
so
it-
you can argue that. But for
I
whatever
can
reason,
see why you wouldn't like it,
Superman,
yeah.
he just feels invincible.
Yes. Well.
And so
yeah.
that is the reason why I hate Superman.
Okay.
It's not because of the America propaganda. It's not because of the Communist Party. It is because he just feels invincible.
To be fair, he is a part of the Communist Party. He does hate America. The Superman hate is just a separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
That's, ex-
Now
that's
we
exactly
need to
it.
establish our characters before we.
Right. So, yeah, just so we all know I'm a communist. But Aquaman, all right, back to Aquaman. So,
How many sickles out of 5 is this?
Sickles?
Hammer sickles?
Hammer
Never mind.
sickles?
It
I
doesn't
mean,
get worse.
old
how many
USSR?
do we think we're giving it?
Yeah.
It's not just me at this point.
Oh, right. Of course. I mean, just the party gives.
I
Yes.
didn't realize the communist thing was still.
Sorry, T-Dog.
Yeah.
Gotta keep up, man.
I thought we
You
moved
gotta
on.
keep up with the
I thought we
speeds.
moved on. From,
All right. Anyways, what? Okay, let's talk about Aquaman.
Let's talk about Aquaman.
Is-
So my thing about Aquaman that I had a hard time with is I felt like some scenes were so beautiful and so well done, and so good cinematography
Yeah.
and green screen and whatever. Like there's this part where he's like running from these like animal human hybrids things, and he's going underwater, and like it just everything slows down. And he has this flare, so you see his spot, and you also see all these things chasing after him. And it's so beautiful, it's so well done. And then they go to this other scene where he's being taught as a kid by Willem Dafoe, and it's like the fakest swimming ever. And also, Willem Dafoe as a whole, I love you. I love you, Willem Dafoe. If you hear this, just know I love you. Stop doing
Willem
movies.
Dafoe. Oh, really?
Stop doing
you want to
Wait,
end
wait,
it?
time out. He just got nominated for Eternity's Gate. So he's still...
I have
still
not
got it.
seen Eternity's Gate,
Yeah.
so all right, I'll give you credit for that. But this movie made me think, stop doing movies, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I
Wow,
mean,
that
hey,
is-
between this and freaking Death Note, like, oh god.
Wait,
it's
full
awful.
stop. Stop making movies. Oh,
Wait,
that's
I mean, no,
heartbreaking.
that's harsh because Willem Dafoe is a very talented
I love
actor.
Willem Dafoe. I do. Some of my favorite movies involve Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Including like this gem of a terrible movie called Streets of Fire from the 80s.
Okay.
Never seen it.
Oh my god, he's awesome in it.
That's young Willem Dafoe.
It's very young Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
What about another Spider-Man sequel?
Yeah, what about Spider-Man 4?
Do you not want to see him?
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4, the long-awaited return.
See, I've been thinking this thing for a while when he was in John Wick.
He was?
Oh.
Yeah,
I still
he
need
was
to
in
see
John
John
Wick.
Wick. This is my.
You've not seen
I've
John
not
Wick?
seen John Wick. I know I would
Was
love
he
it. I haven't
the
seen it yet.
I'm
boss?
gonna hang out after this.
Was
one.
he,
Yeah.
was he one of the crime boss?
No, he's John Wick's friend that like kind of turns on him a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
God.
Sorry, spoiler.
I'm
alert.
not going to watch John Wick anymore. I'm just going to read the Wikipedia
Wait,
article. catch up
rewind
for
and we'll do
John
a
Wick 3.
spoiler alert, and then Andre will
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Hey, Andre, close your ears.
Oh, God.
I'm telling you about something.
Well, anyway, so why do you want Willem Dafoe to stop making movies after Aquaman?
In this
What did
movie,
he do that was
he
so
just
awful?
he was such a minor role, and he deserves better. But at the same time, like he couldn't handle the minor role.
Wow. Okay.
And
Wow.
so, and it's nothing against him. I just think it's the writing and everything like that. It's just,
Yeah.
It's at this point, I just think he's past it.
Goodness.
Okay.
The funny thing is, this is not what I planned on bringing up.
That's
The thing I was planning on bringing up was Amber Heard's hair.
Everyone's mentioning that.
Rough.
It
That is-
looks
it
so
is
bad.
rough. Like, there's got to be a redheaded actress that is like a decent actress that you could have put in this spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
What?
nothing against Amber Heard. She was fine. Like, she was
Yeah, she
probably
was-
my favorite part of the movie.
Gorgeous.
She's gorgeous, yes. But the hair
The
was
hair looks
distracting.
so fake.
Yeah. That's not on her.
It
That's
re-
on
no,
costume
that's on the
design.
that's on the makeup.
That's-
Yeah, That, it reminds me of. Did you watch the Fantastic Four reboot? That was awful. It came out.
I did not.
Yeah,
I did
with,
not want to see
Kate
it.
Mara.
With Kate Mara, yeah, and there were reshoots of that movie, and it was very obvious when she's wearing a freaking wig, and it reminded me of that. Like, it's jarring. Like, I
Yeah.
like Kate Mara, fantastic actress. I want to see her more stuff.
Right.
But she's Invisible Woman in that movie, for those who don't know. And at the end of the near the final act of that, they do some very obvious reshoots, and she just has this plastic-looking blonde wig on, and it looks so bad. It looks like
Yeah.
Barbie hair, dude.
Yeah,
It was
that's how I
bad.
feel about Amber Heard in this movie. She's just distracting as this like fake redhead.
Okay.
Yes.
And like it feels like they're trying to make Ariel from Little Mermaid, and it's just not
Yeah.
working.
Gotcha.
It does because she wears like green too. It's not even like it's like, oh god, she's like trying to be Ariel because she has red hair. No, it's like she's wearing green and like
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
costume design and everything.
But that being said, I do think it was very well done. You can tell James Wan, the director, had like the best intentions, and he did very well. Jason Momoa was fine.
I love Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I know. He's so charming.
Yeah.
He's a charming guy, and like I think he did the best with what he got.
Okay.
like that kind of stuff. But there was just some parts that were just so cheesy.
Are you talking like the
It's
script
incredibly
is bad, or
The script.
The script is cheesy.
okay?
And so it's just, and like it doesn't understand when he is supposed to be dumb and when he is supposed to be smart.
Okay.
What I liked about Justice League is he came across as this confident guy. He's like, he's pretty, knows when to run from a fight, knows when to fight kind of guy.
Okay.
This movie tried to like make it a little more light and everything like that. And because of that, there were some parts where it was obvious when he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be dumb. Yeah, I'm dumb."
Okay.
And
Oh,
like
this is my gag line here. Ha.
exactly. Like he cheeses it up. He's hammy a little bit
Okay.
with it, that kind of thing. But I did enjoy it. I feel like I'm shitting on this movie, but I would watch it again. I really would.
Huh. Okay.
I would watch the last 30 minutes again. I love like the scene that you opened up your review
Yeah.
on, like the whole thing going down.
Yeah.
I thought from that moment on I was hooked.
That was a beautiful shot. That was
Yeah.
like that's when I knew, okay, there's some love for this character. Let's make it happen.
Yes.
Do you think that this movie is worth seeing in like is this one of those things like oh you got to see it on the big screen because you're talking about
I
these
think so,
shots
yes.
that, really you think
Yeah.
so
It helps sell it.
I do.
yeah I really have to go see a matinee of this freaking Aquaman movie all right
I'll go see it again with you.
Would
I really
you
will.
actually?
Yeah, I actually would.
I'm down
It's
to.
gonna be on the table
I
Okay.
thought it
Okay.
was very well done. I really did enjoy it. I will give it 4 out of 5 tridents.
Ooh,
wow
solid rating.
okay
So I would say it's not Wonder Woman level. Although
Okay.
I do have my quarrels with Wonder Woman
Sure.
too.
Sure.
You know,
no
it's-
movie's perfect.
Yes.
No movie's perfect,
especially
exactly.
in the TCU
But I think Wonder Woman. Yeah.
I don't like the love story that they threw in there. I don't
with
know.
Wonder Woman
Yeah.
you're saying
No, Trevor?
yeah
Oh, come on, man.
I didn't
Dude,
mind
how can
that.
you not fall in love with Chris Pine come on
I didn't
It's not
mind
the
that.
character.
My problem was the. Now we're going on a Wonder Woman tangent. The end where they're just like, and I'm not Ares. Oh shit! Now there's Ares.
Yeah,
like he
right.
didn't need to reveal himself.
And the fight was just a CGI fuckfest.
Exactly.
It was not fun to watch.
That
It was
is-
rough.
That is where I lost Wonder Woman.
So that's actually why I'm curious. Go for
Sorry,
it.
I think that's part of the love story that I did not like. Was the end?
Oh, okay. Like
where-
the sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to know, like, how are the visual effects? Because Wonder Woman, it took me out, just as like it definitely took me out of the movie how bad that CGI was. So it sounds like in Aquaman, there's some parts that are there.
There's some parts that
aren't.
there's some parts like those.
Alright.
That's the biggest example I have is when he's swimming as a kid. It just seems so fake.
Okay.
It's just
I can live with that, I
and
guess.
it may even be the kid actor did it wrong.
Sure.
And like I don't want to call him out because he's a kid.
Right.
You know,
Maybe he
and
doesn't know how to swim.
I feel like that's a part of the MC.
He learned how to swim from Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
Maybe this is
right,
my
right.
problem all along.
I feel like that's the part we take a lot for granted with the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that they have nailed their visual effects from day one. I feel like maybe Thor: Dark World not excluded, but
The Hulk, yes.
and the Hulk as well too. You're right. But still, at least with the newer entries, like now that they have more budget to throw around, like
That's
they
what I was
nail
saying.
that
The newer
too.
entries, yes. I feel like in the older entries, you can point it out and be like, okay, this is like probably same level as
Sure.
DCU
Okay.
on like effects wise.
But to be fair, that was in
That was 10
Iron Man
years
was
ago.
2008.
Agreed. And that's also why it gets a pass too.
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know, like,
Right.
Yes.
so that's my rating. 4 out of 5 Tridents.
Love it.
I would see it again. If you wanted to see a matinee, I would struggle through it with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it compare to Green Lantern? With
Oh,
Ryan
God.
Reynolds?
Oh Jesus.
By far better.
Better?
By far
Interesting.
better.
So bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
because Ryan Reynolds one was just awful.
T-Dog is a closet Green Lantern fan. Is awaiting
Are
the
you
long
defending
awaited
Green Lantern?
Green Lantern sequel.
You can
I
talk.
think
You don't have to shake your head.
I didn't get past the. I think he was launching off somewhere, and I quit watching it. I'm not
Well
sure.
done.
That's
Well
probably
done.
you're probably good.
The fact that you
Maybe-
left the
Maybe
movie
like
was
10 or
the great
15
choice.
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
It was pretty bad.
That's about as much time as that movie deserves.
It's definitely one of the
I
worst
feel like.
movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's up there.
bar none.
Speaking of worst movies you've ever seen.
Oh, God.
Let's get to our piece de resistance.
Ugh.
So our friend Andre here
Yes,
lost a battle in quarters.
I did in my own home too.
In your own home. You didn't even defend
How
the
long
home
did it
court.
take for you to sink a quarter? Or did you actually
I
end up
didn't.
doing
I
it?
just gave up at that. Like,
gave
like
up,
Mike
yeah.
sunk the quarter, and I was like, "Well, my fate is sealed. I have nothing to prove."
the
To be
worst
fair,
part-
it was a tight battle.
It
was.
was.
I mean, the worst
It
part
was.
is he even sacrificed his table for that
Yeah, I know.
challenge.
Yeah, there's
You did.
little
Yeah.
things in the table.
Yeah, that's fine. It's an IKEA table. It'll be okay.
It's still though,
It
I
was
feel
a
a little
nice-
bad.
It's
about
brand
that.
name.
Yeah.
But
It's
Yeah.
Swedish.
you and I had a battle to
important.
the death. man.
It was close. It was adrenaline filled.
Yeah.
Anyways, I should probably talk about this freaking movie that I see. As a quick explanation, the plan was for me to go see Holmes and Watson because
Yep.
that was the most universally awful movie that's out right now. But then when I went to go find a movie time, randomly they didn't have any showtimes for it anymore. It's almost like they kicked it out of theaters early.
It's almost
for
like
some
they
reason.
thought it was bad and they
Yeah,
just pulled it.
I couldn't understand why they would do that.
I can't imagine.
So basically, our decided backup plan was for me to find.
I just want to point out
What's up?
while we're talking about this. I believe Holmes and Watson got nominated for 6 Razzie
God
Awards.
damn.
6 Razzie.
I kinda wanna
wish
see
you
that
would've-
train wreck.
I wish you would have seen it.
I'm honestly curious about it. I want
Right,
to.
okay.
Maybe when it's on streaming, I'll check it out.
All right, keep going. Sorry.
Anyway, so the backup plan was for me to check out this random whatever we could find, whatever crappy movie we could find on Netflix, basically. And then, like last night, I watched this movie, and I just found it on my feed, and it was a thumbnail with one Nicolas Cage on the center of it, and the movie was
love
titled The Humanity Bureau. And I was like, this looks awful. Let me go check it on Tomatoes, and it's 25%. I think that's a little high, if I'm going to be honest. I think that's a little high. So it's a quick, I showed you guys the trailer, but it's basically the synopsis is that it's a dystopian sci-fi movie which takes place that global warming has taken over humanity and humanity is scrapping for resources. It's basically like the beginning of Interstellar, except not nearly as compelling. And Nicolas Cage works for this organization called the Humanity Bureau. Basically, his job is he lives in this metropolis city, but he drives out to the random bumfuck nowhere to find random humans just living out their lives and deemed as a burden on society. And then if they're deemed as not productive enough, not pulling their own weight and wasting resources, they get sent to New Eden. It's a
you know New
relocation
Eden.
facility
Yes.
where they're supposed to be there's a big reclamation project, and where all of these people will live together in harmony. And but you don't hear back from people when they go to New Eden. It's all very sinister, very.
I love
easily
how you put on
foreshadowed.
the trailer voice.
I gotta make this interesting. Somehow this is so fucking boring.
It sounds like when my high school girlfriend went to college.
Yeah.
She just went, and then I never heard back.
Yes. Like most high school relationships, they kind of just mysteriously end when the other partner goes to New Eden. But you think they're happier, probably. I don't know. Except it turns out, what is it? So he's like the movie opens with them trying they try to make him look as badass as possible because he drives a freaking El Camino. And it's just it's so dumb.
Do they make a joke of that, or is that a serious ride for him?
No, that's a serious ride. That's that's the thing.
That's awesome.
So they try to make Nicolas Cage look as badass as possible, but he has this weird greaser look, and it's just I don't know. You saw him in the trailer. It's he's just kind of old and hey man, I still want to see Nicolas Cage and stuff, but you're not convincing anybody. I guess.
What year did this movie come out?
Last year. No, I'm sorry, 2017. Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's the thing. There are a lot of overt Trump references that are all hey, I'm not saying a movie can't be political, but it was just so heavy-handed,
Do they mention him by name?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, no, they don't mention him by name. What the opening scene is him going to find one of the guys that's been flagged for New Eden relocation, and it's just random old person living in a motel, and then he goes on this rant, you can't make me go to New Eden, I know the truth. And he's I had dinner at the White House, and it pans over to a random picture of Donald Trump, and it's his inauguration photo too, and it's what?
I think we should do a disclaimer that Andre voted for Trump.
Oh my God, what? No,
I'm part of the Communist Party.
I don't want
You
to.
couldn't vote for Trump.
Trump supporter now. That's me. Great.
Was there a wall in this movie?
There was not a wall, but there was an overt reference to walls. Okay, they say that I think there's an hour in, they're this is bouncing off the walls, or whatever. But it's somebody just randomly says, sometimes it's easier to build fear than walls.
Does he stare into the camera?
No,
He may as well.
just knowingly looks and winks and then.
Okay, I'm interested in this movie. Please tell me more.
It sounds so self-unaware.
I don't know if it's self-aware or not. I
don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Yeah, because it's just so. Oh my God. Anyways, so the opening scene, Nicolas Cage takes it all right, you gotta go to New Eden. You have 12 hours to relocate, and the guy just fucking whips out a shotgun and starts shooting, and then Nicolas Cage dodges the shotgun bullets miraculously, and then whips out a pistol and headshots him. As you do. And then it just immediately cuts to his nice ass apartment in this utopian city, where his fellow coworker, who's obviously the bad guy, has a black coat on and has a bald head, and he's like, "Hey, nice work you did. You're up for promotion." He's like, "Really? I just killed 2 people, and all you can think about is a promotion?" He's like, "Yeah, but just keep doing the work you're doing, and you'll get far, kid." Yeah. And I'm what?
Sounds like a good guy.
Yeah,
He's offering him a promotion.
Right? Yeah. No.
So
totally.
what does this guy look like again?
He kind of looked. He's just. I don't know who to compare him to, but just bald, completely shaven bald, almost no eyebrows. No. You're just thinking.
Oh, okay.
You saw the
All
trailer.
right.
The trailer spoils his appearance. I'll get to that in a second.
Are we calling it a spoiler?
No. Well, I just want to get to the.
Is it really a
part where he gets
spoiler
it.
if nobody sees it?
Yeah, I know. No. I'm talking about. I'm going to just give a quick thing for this whole entire fucking movie. Anyways, long story short, he has to go and deport this this family, this mom and her kid, and basically he has to they try to bribe him to not make them go away. They bring him lemonade and all that shit, which is super coveted or whatever. And he's like, "I'm sorry, you gotta go." Blah 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 blah. But then he has randomly when he's driving back, he has a moment of consciousness where he's like, "Huh, maybe I should delay their deportation." He tells them he delays their thing by 12 hours, and then immediately his friend that was for the brochure, he's like, "We need to investigate Nicolas Cage. He's gone soft." And then it introduces this weird conspiracy where some random guy gives him a USB file, and this is the guy in the trailer that was where Nicolas Cage just asks it, they're talking in an elevator shaft, "Sorry, we got to keep this a secret." And then Nicolas Cage is like, "I want to know the truth." And
Great line read. And that, by the way, is how he says it in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's the best line.
And it's so dumb because like they show like the next, like he gives him a USB. The next scene he's at his apartment watching, like it's like a USB file, video file that he looks at, and it has to do with New Eden. They say it has to do with this place they're sending them to, and it's so obvious that it's just sending them to their deaths, like it's a death camp, but it tries to play coy, where it's like, oh, like it's just the over-the-shoulder camera, like, my God, what have we done? And it's like trying to use that as a thread, being like, ooh, what's the secret part of New Eden? Whoa, what's really happening? And it's like, they're just killing people. Like, that makes sense. They just find useless people and they kill them, you know? Like, whatever. And that's the twist at the end. Whatever. Anyway, so finding that out, he goes back to that family he's supposed to deport, the mom and the son, the single mom and the son, and it's like, hey, we got to get out of here. You can't go to New Eden. You're coming with me. And then, like, he immediately, like, as soon as he tries to get all their things, like, the bald guy shows up and, like, points a gun at them and, like, all right, you got to, this is far enough, Nick Cage. You got to fucking go down.
His name is Nick Cage in this movie.
No, I don't know what his fucking name. No, his name is. It's Nick Cross. That's what it is.
No way.
Cross. Yeah.
They call him Nick.
No. I'm sorry. It's not Nick. I'm sorry. It's Noah Cross. Noah Cross. I believe.
Got it.
Wait, whoa. Noah Cross?
Noah Cross.
Even more so, just like
Same initials, I guess.
New Eden.
Oh my God! Are you serious? I just fucking.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Biblical, dude.
Wow, dude, this movie's so deep. The layers on it.
Are you happy you watched it?
No, I'm not happy I watched it. It was awful. Like, it's so. Anyways,
tell me
why
it
you
left
needed
room for a
to
sequel. Tell me it left
It did
room for a
not.
sequel.
It did not. Basically, there's a fight. The guy gets shot. The bad guy, the bald guy, like he holds up the kid, this precocious little 10-year-old kid who's awful. Oh my God, he's awful.
Is he part of this movie?
He's
like,
what?
did you just bring him up? Like,
Yeah.
is he in the movie?
Yeah, the kid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the kid throughout the whole entire. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's
So
the main
he's like
cast
a-
is him is Nick Cage trying to save this single mom and her kid. They're trying to drive to Canada. That's their backup plan. Is they drive out of America, they go to Canada, drive up north.
You know how a lot of people
lives.
thought in 2016 that was like a viable answer?
Yeah, I know, right? Yes, oh my God. Anyway,
It all
so
makes sense now.
the kid shoots a BB gun in the bad guy's eye. And so then that's oh man, like he gets like he's like, oh fuck my eye.
So this doesn't tie into the Christmas story too, or a Christmas story.
Yes, oh yeah, it's all.
Was it a Red Ryder BB gun?
No, it was some
Did they go all
futuristic,
in on that?
crappy BB gun or whatever. Like it's not a Red Ryder BB gun. So it's dumb.
Brutal.
Anyways, it cuts to the scene where like the guy they run away. The guy gets taken. Like the bad guy goes back to the city. And there's a scene he goes to the hospital, and there's a scene where he's walking in the hallway with he has an eye patch on. It's the most stereotypical bad guy eye patch. And there's a scene where
there was nothing stereotypical about that eye patch. That eye patch was one of a kind.
There's a scene where he picks up a scalpel or something and looks at his own reflection. And he's like, oh no! And he's like patting at his eye like he didn't know that he lost his eye or something. He's like, oh fuck! And the bad guy's my favorite part of this movie because he just has these awful soliloquies with the other people of the Humanity Bureau being there's a random scene most of the movie is just Nicolas Cage in a car with the mom and the kid driving. Basically, nothing really happens. They meet survivors that are really overly friendly and willing to help Nick Cage. When I feel in a situation where it's post-apocalypse and their resources are limited, they'd be like, no, fuck off. We're gonna kill you and steal all your shit. But they're like, you seem like an alright dude. You seem like a family man. I'm gonna help you go up north, even though it's probably suicide. It's so dumb. And then, so there's a random soliloquy the bad guy has where he's literally swimming in a pool, in a penthouse, and he's talking to a coworker that's trying to he's staying behind at the headquarters trying to track down Nicolas Cage like he's fucking Jason Bourne or some shit. He's like, you need to find me Cross, and then he's.
While he's swimming?
Well, yeah. He's a whole entire scene where he's swimming in this pool. He's like, it's a lost art. Since there's not enough water to go around. This is one of the last swimming pools in the city. And then you wouldn't believe how much money I'm paying to these guys to be able to swim here. I come here every month just to swim, and I'm like, what is this?
I'm sorry if it sounds like the rest of us are quiet right now. I think all of our jaws are dropped and how this movie is.
Anyways, I don't want to linger too on because it's giving this movie more time than it
I
deserves.
just like how we're spending more time on this movie than anything.
Yeah.
I know!
Almost everything else is just no.
It's just it's so heavy-handed in its politics, and oh my god, so it's about an hour in a movie. There's about 20 minutes left in the movie. Nothing's really happened except Nicolas Cage is closer to the Canadian border, and they have another shootout, and then the bad guy like talks to one of his subordinates, like, do you think Nick Cage like knows the truth? And then he's like, probably, sir. Like, yeah, I would imagine. It's like, oh man, you can't keep that secret out. Like, you kill 7 million people, somebody's bound to know. And he just like looks at the camera, like, we're on the wrong side of history. And I'm like,
wait, time out. He looks at the camera.
Yeah, he says we're on the wrong side of history.
Is that the last line of the movie?
No,
Oh,
there's
God,
20 minutes left.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that
no.
would have been perfect.
The last 20 minutes are they make it to the Canadian border, and like apparently Nicolas Cage has this USB. And I didn't know that he still had it on him. I didn't know that was part of the plot or whatever because they didn't mention it. I figured he just left it as an apartment. But yeah, he has this USB. The bad guy, bald man, finds him and is like, all right, he pretty much sticks up like the mom, Nicolas Cage, and the kid. Immediately shoots the mom in the face, so like all of that emotional resonance. Mom's fucking dead. I haven't talked to her about her that much because she's not important. She sucks. She's so boring, and it's just bad.
Andre hates moms.
Yeah, no, I hate moms.
Andre hates moms.
And I need to talk. Apparently, 10 minutes before then, they pulled a plot twist that the mom was assuming this identity of this other person, and the reason that Nick Cage was investigating them is because Nick Cage knew her false identity, the person she took on. Apparently they were neighbors or some shit. And they had a kid together, and the kid that's with the mom is her son. Is Nick Cage's son.
Of course.
Yeah.
What?
So yeah, they try to pull that
God.
shit. That's a big plot twist. Who's Rosa blah blah blah, and I don't know, I knew Rosa blah 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 in the back of my, I don't know their name, whatever, it fucking doesn't matter. And she's like, oh, so you know the truth now, and you finally come to meet your son, and I'm like, what? Why?
What is happening?
Anyways, fast forward 20 minutes. They're at the Canadian border.
Was that hint to that at all? They
No,
just
not
drop
really.
that on you?
Oh well, no. They say while the bad guy's investigating while the bad guy's investigating the family, trying to figure out why Nick Cage is saving this random family of all things. Oh, maybe they have ties or whatever. It's apparently he finds an old driver's license in their home. That's the girl's real name. It's oh, this person isn't real. Isn't using her real name. And I'm like, how is that supposed to be interesting? I barely know anything about this woman anyways, and she whatever. Anyways,
great writing. Yeah.
To the end, she gets shot in the face. Nick Cage Nick Cage tells the kid and then the bad guy sticks up the kid, has a gun to his head. He's like, if I give you the USB drive, you'll let him go. He's like, all right, fine, yeah. So he gives him the USB drive. The kid runs away, and then the guy sticks it into his little GPS thing. He's like, oh, it's blank. What? Oh, and he shoots Nick Cage in the face, and Nick Cage.
He probably put it in wrong.
Yeah, right. No, he probably just needed to put it up.
Flip it around
a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, Nick Cage died?
Wait, Nick Cage died at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, Nick Cage
You
almost
missed
gets shot
that,
in the face.
Oh, whoops.
So they might do prequels.
They might do a prequel, yes.
This is why it's not set up for
the plot
sequel.
twist, and this is my fault for not mentioning it, but at the beginning, wherever they spoiler alert, the third plot twist is that at the beginning when they
That's how you know it's a good movie.
Yeah. So Nick Cage
What is this,
gave
an M. Night Shyamalan movie?
God.
Nick Cage gives the kid at the beginning of the movie a rabbit's foot, so fucking on point. Here, keep this for good luck. It was mine, and now
nice.
it's yours.
And that was that
That
has
has the-
Nick Cage's face
Yes.
when the bullet shot. And
No.
Oh, okay.
The kid.
No. This is too heavy-handed. It had to be he was holding a Bible in front of his face.
So the kid has the rabbit's foot around his neck, and then when he runs away, he meets up with the Canadian authorities or whatever, who apparently knew Nick Cage.
Are they
somehow.
Mounties? Tell me
Yeah,
they're
they're Mounties. They're basically
No
renegade.
way.
They're not actually riding Mounties or whatever, but they're just renegade sci-fi Mounties or whatever. and they're Noah Cross, did he give you anything at all? He's like, well, just this rabbit's foot, and takes off the necklace of the rabbit's foot, and then twists it open. And it has the USB on it. Oh no! And they plug it in, and then that's the big reveal that I already told you guys. New Eden is a giant gas chamber and 6 crematoriums. Every time we send a human to New Eden, they get cremated.
Oh, so everyone just dies there that goes there?
Yes, they just get
okay.
cremated. Yeah.
I feel like that,
I didn't
as a
know that.
writing purpose, that should be the beginning of the third act. That reveal and then the conclusion.
Well,
you just don't end it there.
They half revealed it though, where Nick Cage sees the plans, they don't show the plans. He's like, "What have we done? Oh God!" I'm like, "Okay, well, it's just a mass genocide thing. That's what we're doing. That." There's nothing subtle about it. It's
Great
okay,
film.
cool. So, anyways, yeah, it ends with him they broadcast a video of just Nick Cage looking at the camera, being explaining New Eden is a death trap, blah. And it's and he just ends with "Let the revolution begin," and it's just a montage of just tanks going into cities and people.
Oh, that's
riding
definitely
and
sequel.
shit
Sequels.
and everything.
Sequels.
Or prequel.
Get in.
Yeah.
I want.
So if it sounds like this movie's bad, it's because I skipped over some of the nuances of it. Really, it's got to be something you got to see to believe.
Okay.
It also sounds like Andre would have appreciated them noting to the USB like every maybe minute or so, like, oh, give me that USB. You know?
Right.
And you said they didn't talk about it.
Well, they didn't talk. Well, I didn't know that he even had it on him. You know what I mean?
Give
Like
me that USB, Nick Cage.
I figured they were just keeping. I think they were just trying to. I figured they were just chasing after him because like he's a rogue Humanity Bureau agent. They didn't need to take down.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he had the USB on.
Would
him.
it have made the story
No, it
better
wouldn't
if they
have,
would
no.
have every like minute or two would have been like, oh, give me that USB?
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yes, I think my problem with this movie was that it was too complex. It was too subtle. That was my
Too
problem.
complex.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So
All right.
what's your rating?
Yeah, what's the rating?
My rating is 1/4 of a Nicolas Cage paycheck out of 5. I feel like.
That's a lot of money still, though.
Yeah, it's still a decent amount of money, but it's goddamn.
But
dude,
it's
this
not
movie-
5 paychecks.
No, it's not 5 paychecks.
Okay.
That's not what you want. Because so T-Dog illuminated the situation because I was so confused as to why Nick Cage. Like, you know, Nick Cage has been in bad shit, but this is like next level awful. And apparently he's still in trouble with like paying back taxes or some shit like that. Or maybe I should look up this shit before I.
Yeah, I think I saw it on Reddit.
Okay.
Something about where the IRS, since he was in trouble for not paying taxes, the IRS was requiring him to take certain roles that were over.
So
a
basically,
certain
like
amount.
literally, if they could pay him a certain amount, he can't say no
Yeah, I don't know
because he's phoning it in. Like
Yeah.
he's not. Yeah.
See, that's what's so funny to me.
Or maybe this was one that he really wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's a passion project.
Supposedly, like, he was in the action movie of 2018, like the best action movie of 2018.
Mandy,
yeah.
So what's the deal with that? Is it like
I really don't know. I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Because it was on this list that I saw, and I don't know if this list is accurate.
But I've heard positive buzz
I've
about
heard
it,
really
so
good things.
I don't think
Everybody,
about it.
it's gotten a good rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is basically the thing we decide what's the worst movie at that point.
Yeah.
It's gotten very good buzz on there, and so because of this movie in this list, I'm like, I'm intrigued. I want to see it, and I have no clue about the plot, anything like that. I think it's on Hulu or something like that. So
Oh, there you go.
I may check it out
Okay.
for the next time. We'll see what happens, or at least give you a like, yeah, Mandy was great, Mandy was terrible, whatever.
And I don't want to shit on Nicolas Cage because I think he's been in some good stuff. He was great into the Spider-Verse. Like he was super fun there.
He was
yeah.
great in Into the Spider-Verse.
He
You
can-
are Spider-Man.
So I gotta ask you two.
Who's you two?
So T-Dog and Mitchell.
Yes.
After hearing this synopsis of the Humanity
the Humanity Bureau.
Humanity
2017.
Bureau on Netflix,
Yeah.
if you are interested. We'll go highly questionable style. See or no?
Oh, gotcha. No. Like, I'm trying to be poppy.
Don't try to be poppy. Just see or no.
It's a hard no.
Yeah.
It's a very hard pass.
Okay.
Andre was very honest in his review. I'm really surprised that the trailer didn't say starring Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage.
Yes, that's true.
Because that was the only thing going for
the
it.
biggest asset.
No, just the fact that he had won it, not him as an actor. Just the fact that he won the thing back in like the early '90s.
Seeing the trailer, did you recognize any other actor, actress?
So it's a Canadian production, so it's random Canadian people.
I don't, but there are no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
think
just.
I
Okay,
Yeah.
T-Dog. See or no?
I was trying to look up if that IRS thing was actually the case.
Would you watch this movie? See or no?
See or no?
I would watch the movie if Andre was narrating the entire.
Oh
yeah,
my
I
God.
like that. I
Well,
like
are you
that.
saying like at the back you watch like, okay, this is the part where like what? How would I narrate it? And be like, all right, well, this is the part where he's looking at the USB and finding out the truth of the
Maybe
movie,
we
and then
would
it's
just
like,
mute the movie, and then you would have to. Like,
Oh, I have
So
to
we're
voice
going
everything?
Mystery Science Theater style.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
you would
okay.
have to know all of the lines
Oh
and
god.
everything.
Just make it up.
All right, so Andre, how would you rate this among other
Bad movies?
No, Nick Cage movies.
So this is my least favorite Nick Cage movie I've seen because I can't think of a worse one, honestly. And it's like
I can think of one.
which is what?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen this movie, obviously, but
Okay.
Ghost Rider 2.
Oh,
Spirit of Vengeance.
yeah,
God.
maybe. Maybe.
And that was a passion project.
Yes.
While we're on passion projects, because
Well,
he
like-
wanted to be
He wanted to be Ghost
Ghost
Rider.
Rider.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
at least a
wanted to be
superhero, if
Superman.
not
Yes.
Wanna be
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah, of course.
I would have
That's
watched
Superman.
that movie. Even though I hate
watch Nick
Superman,
Cage as
even though I hate Superman, I would watch Nick Cage
As Superman.
And it's funny, the movie that he was supposed to be in for Superman was based on Death of Superman.
Right.
So it would have been that storyline.
Again,
Yeah.
Death of Superman is my favorite Superman movie.
Yeah.
Even though I hate Superman.
Dude, Doomsday was in Batman vs. Superman. That was the guy who killed
That
him.
is why I watched Batman vs. Superman, not Man of Steel.
Gotcha.
And even that,
It was awful.
yeah. The only thing I can say about that movie is, find Martha!
Yeah. So, like,
Save Martha. Sorry.
Save
Okay, I
Martha.
just messed up
But-
the line of a crappy movie.
So yeah, I mean, this movie is like bad, but it's not bad in an interesting way. Like, it's not so bad it's good. It's not bad. Like, you can laugh at it, but like that can only go so far. I don't know, dude. It's like uninteresting.
I have to introduce you to one of my favorite movies ever that's like terrible. I just completely spaced on the name of it. So there.
There it is.
One of these days,
Yeah, interesting.
we're gonna have to watch The Room.
Oh, well, I was going to bring up they wouldn't be able to make a room-esque type.
No, it was not
No,
The Room
no,
as type. Because the thing is that. I don't want to. We should just watch The
That
Room.
movie is so
Spoiler
bad.
on the
Like,
That movie is so bad, but it's so earnest.
We will do.
It's like a surreal film.
I feel
think
like
I
we
have
should do a podcast special
Where
On
we
just
all
The Room?
watch The
after
Room.
we all see The Room.
Okay.
It's not just one person. Like we all just
Yeah.
sit down and watch The Room.
Yeah.
I'm down to watch it. Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you?
I think
Oh,
that'd
yeah,
be
I
a
will
fun
watch
time.
it.
Okay.
I've seen, like, my favorite viewing experience in a theater recently was seeing Rocky Horror Picture Show, which
Yes.
objectively is a terrible movie.
I love Rocky Horror
But
Picture
the
Show in the theater
experience.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yes.
live experience with the audience and everything.
Yeah.
It's all crowd
It's a blast.
participation.
Yes.
It's a blast.
Plus,
Exactly.
fucking Tim Curry.
Tim Curry's great.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I will say this. But as a movie, it's so bad.
All right.
It's
Whenever we mention Tim Curry, I just have to think of space. Sorry. All right. So, have we decided? Well, let's. Sorry, I jumped ahead. I want to know if you guys have any movies you're looking forward to in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
We'll start with Andre.
Okay. I'm just gonna out myself right now. I'm planning on seeing Dragon Ball Super Broly.
As all of us are.
I was just gonna say, I think all of us agreed we are gonna probably see that
Wait,
movie.
if we see it together, do we still have to, like, who gets to
I could
pick?
how about I call tips on presenting
Yeah,
it.
you're the one who presented the idea.
well, if you
Yeah.
don't lose,
That's true.
True.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right. Anyways,
Yeah.
table of discussion.
I think you're hearing what the challenge is, which
Yes.
we will set up at the end of this episode. Hearing
be
what
okay.
the challenge is, I think you're in good shape.
Yes.
I think it's really coming down to the three of us.
All right. Anyways, reason I'm excited about this movie. Hey, it's Dragon Ball. You know, it's like it's just comfort food, nostalgia, all wrapped into one. I've heard nothing but good things about this movie, and the original creators back on board with it. And also, like the animation, like just from the trailers, it looks like they're upping their game. It's not a normal Dragon Ball movie. You know what I mean? Like this is the theatrical release, not straight to DVD. And it's about Broly's, who's just cool. So I'm pumped.
I'm going in not knowing anything. I'm so excited about it though, because it is Dragon Ball. You're right.
Yeah.
So, T-Dog, what are you excited about that you haven't seen or coming out?
I haven't seen many movies that are currently out. So, Glass, Spider-Man.
I would totally watch Into
Spider-Man.
the Spider-Verse again.
You know,
I watched it
even-
5
Pretty
times.
sweet.
Even I don't know what the hype around Bumblebee is. I've heard good things.
I've
about
heard
it.
good things about it. Good enough.
I think if
It's
you
interesting.
enjoy the Transformers movies, then why not?
Yeah,
I
right.
think it's overstayed its welcome for me, but I understand why you would get excited about Bumblebee.
Yeah,
It does
absolutely.
feel like it's relaunching.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Shia LaBeouf's not in it.
Mitchell, do you have
yes.
anything?
Okay, I think I'm growing a suspicion that I'm going to be the pretentious one of the group when it comes to
Oh,
movies.
please, we need to
Are
see
you
those.
growing in suspicion, or do you already know?
No, I already know. So, okay, so I've
So,
seen a
wait,
lot
wait,
of
wait.
these movies.
Andre
Yes.
voted for Trump. I'm a communist,
No!
and you're pretentious.
I'm pretentious. So,
Okay.
yeah, so we all have like our typecast here. But, so it's this movie that was directed by Peter Jackson, okay?
Okay.
This is not the, like, live
The
action-
Hobbit 2.
Oh, yeah, Jesus. No. So,
I think I know what you're talking about, and I have seen it.
have you?
If
They Shall Not Grow Old?
Oh no, no.
Okay. So, okay.
I saw Mortal
You
Engines.
called him
which
on
is
that
awesome.
bluff right
Yeah,
there.
you did.
Okay, Mortal. How was that, by the way?
Mortal
It didn't look good.
Yeah,
so
it looked rough.
I saw it because I wanted to see a movie,
Okay.
and because Claire would not let me see Into the Spider-Verse without her.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. Okay.
So I went and
You
saw
killed time.
Mortal Engines to kill time.
Okay.
I feel it. Okay.
And as far as time was killed,
Yes.
it was killed.
Okay. The time
Do
you
you
never
want to
get
kill
that back.
yourself?
As far as did I want to kill myself,
Ooh, rough.
Oh.
he does a great job creating worlds. And
Yeah,
this world was created. But at the same time,
If the story
I
sucks.
wondered why the world was created.
There you go.
And
That's
so it's nothing against Peter Jackson or anything like
Right.
that. It was just the movie itself could use some help.
And I
But-
will say this, like the movie I'm about to bring up, it kind of lends to the idea that he's great at creating worlds. He's great with technology. Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Peter Jackson with this movie called "They Shall Not Grow Old." It's a I guess you can call it a documentary. Here's the basis of the film. It's all original World War I footage of people in the army, tanks, all this stuff, but it's colored. This is like really well done colorized version, and they recreate the sound that you would have heard if sound was a capable thing at that point in history. So it is basically giving you a new look at the First Great War.
Wow. This is World War One.
This is World War One. So he specifically chose that because it is the forgotten of the two. So he wanted to breathe life into that to actually bring some remembrance in those who gave their lives. He's from New Zealand, and that is for the first time New Zealand was on the big stage in terms of sending troops out to battle World War One. So it's a very, it's a movie that's honoring those who laid down their lives for the greater good, and I think World War One is definitely a war that you could categorize that in, and it's basically a new way of looking at the past because there's definitely a disconnect that you feel when you see something that's black and white. It's like, oh yeah, that is like from way back when.
Yeah.
When at the end of the day, World War One, in the grand scheme of things, was a little under 100 years ago. So it's like,
relatively speaking, very recent.
it's very recent, and that was the whole point in this. I had a friend who saw it in Washington D.C. They had a limited release around Christmas.
Okay.
It did so well that they're bringing it back for a couple more screenings.
Oh, cool.
I think either this or next week in the United States. And from all accounts, from what I heard, it's awesome. So I do want to see that. If it's showing in Hartford, fingers crossed. New York might be the closest. I'm not going to drive
We're
down for
uncultured
that.
swines here.
Exactly. So I mean, we'll see. But that's the one I'm eager to watch.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
We're watching
We got
Dragon
plenty of
Ball.
Dragon Balls. Super showings. I don't know what the problem is.
As pretentious as I am, I freaking love Dragon Ball. I grew up on that. I'm so excited for that movie.
But okay, so I'm sorry. What is it? They shall not grow old.
They shall not grow old.
Okay.
And the title kind of tells you the point in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All right.
Sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting. I'm intrigued, and I do agree with that. Peter Jackson does create worlds and everything like that. So
He knows how to use technology.
Yes.
Yeah. So you may laugh at me for the one that I'm excited about. I still have not seen Bohemian Rhapsody, which I want to see.
Okay.
But the other one that is a little more under the radar that I think is going to be good, but I don't have the best taste in movies, is The Kid Who Would Be King.
Oh my gosh.
It's a new spin on the King Arthur movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like the story is tried and true, and the thing is we don't have the Nick Cage thing where Nick Cage has to be in this movie and Sir Patrick Stewart is.
Wait, what? Sir Patrick Stewart's in this movie?
He is.
Who?
Nice.
Who is
He
he?
plays Merlin at
What?
the old stage.
Because like Merlin's supposed to be a young kid in this
So
movie,
what
right?
happens in the trailer,
Like a
at least
kid.
what I've learned from the trailer,
Uh-huh.
is that Merlin hides himself as a kid
Okay.
to talk to the kid who would be king.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And so when he's old, it is Sir Patrick Stewart, and he does not have to be in anything.
yeah.
No.
At least from what I know. Maybe
I mean,
he has.
and the
IR
dude's a
something.
busy man because they're making another Star Trek series with him with Picard, right? So
Oh yes, they are.
That's awesome. It by all accounts, that's a great thing for him to go back into.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
He doesn't have to do this King
Oh,
Arthur
yeah.
movie or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and so like this is the movie that I'm like, wait, he doesn't have to be in this.
Yeah.
The movie looks decent. It doesn't look great, but it does look decent, and I'm excited for 2 hours in a movie just to watch something on screen and be like, I was amused. You know, not like I'm not going in going, this is gonna win an Oscar or like you
This is
know,
gonna make me a
spoiler
good
alert.
person.
That movie is not.
Yeah, not gonna make a show. Make a show. I don't know.
yeah, but it's just one of those things where I'm going. It's not going to win a Razzie, so
Sure.
I think I'm
Nice.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all right. Now we come to movies we're not excited about. coming out in the next couple of weeks. We'll go back around the table on
This is really awkward because mine was the kid who would be king. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, I get how you get there too, though.
The thing is, I will say, disclaimer, I did not know Sir Patrick Stewart was in this movie. But all of my knowledge from it is with that 30-second TV spot that I have to watch every single fucking time I open a YouTube video.
See, but the 30-second spot is not what the movie is.
Okay.
Like, I've seen this trailer, the 2-minute one at the theater.
And it's just nothing but... Oh, okay. But go for it. Yeah, what's the
No,
trailer?
I've seen, like, the 2-minute one, and it looks wholesome, it looks funny,
Sure.
it looks decent. And like I said, it could
be a
suck.
train wreck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could.
And like
Could not be.
Rotten Tomatoes, like, we've disagreed on a lot of movies. It could
Yes.
be one of those movies that qualifies for
Yeah.
loser has to see it. But for whatever reason, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, even though we're using Rotten Tomatoes as a barometer for how bad a movie is, I have also had many movies where I disagree with Rotten Tomatoes, both on the positive and negative end of the spectrum. So
Yes.
it's not perfect.
So you're human. That's great.
Yes, right. Anyway, sorry, Mitchell, you were saying something?
No, yeah. So I was just gonna say, to be fair, neither of us or none of us at this table have seen the movie, so
Yes.
we can't pass. judgment.
We
Right.
can't, yeah.
legitimately can't.
This is
pass
the
judgment.
requirement for like this movie.
This is just an eye test.
This
Yes,
is
yes,
just
yes.
the eye test. No,
So how about this? The 30-second YouTube commercial that I had to watch all the time and on Hulu fails the eye test because it's all just awful one-liners that are just so cringy. It's like, oh, like it just looks. They made it look like it's like, oh, it's
You
the
know
Arthur
me.
story.
You know me,
Feel
I'm
millennials.
the kid who would be king of one-liners. Like,
Oh,
I
okay,
am-
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fair
fair.
point. Fair
That's
point.
fair.
I'll rest on that one line. Yes!
There you go. Done. Okay, that's my movie.
But it does, I mean, it does look like it is a very coin flippable movie.
Yes.
Where
Oh,
it
for
could be like, okay, this is good.
I would
okay,
I would
this is
love to be
bad.
wrong. I'm never
This
rooting.
needs Nick Cage.
How about this?
This needs Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Or Nick Cage.
I'm never rooting against a movie. How about that? So
That's fair.
Yeah.
T-Dog, is there
I have
anything...
not been paying attention aside from that promo that's been playing on Hulu.
So you've seen it too, then?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I've been rewatching Rick and Morty, and it's
Oh, yeah,
basically
that's
every
how
other
it is. Brooklyn
commercial.
Nine-Nine, man. That's how it gets me, man.
Toy. So I do not have anything that stands out or that I know of,
Okay.
which would be regretful to see.
Okay, Mitchell?
I will say this. So, spoiler: this is the movie I think that we have all elected that the loser for this week's challenge is going to have to see.
Yep.
And it's A Dog Ways Home. I will say this:
Dog's Way Home.
it is genius for this production team to say, you know what, we're gonna. So there was a dog movie of the same universe. I don't know if you want to call it that. That came out a couple years ago.
The Dogverse. That's it.
Yeah, the Dogverse.
Dogverse.
I totally forgot the name of it.
All dogs- all
a
dogs
Dog's
go to
Purpose.
heaven.
No, A Dog's,
A Dog's
Purpose.
Purpose.
Dog's
And that was
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's awful. Yeah.
But it did well and cheap to make. Dog's Way Home, I think, is the same archetype, and you know why? Americans love dogs.
Yeah,
I love dogs.
they do. It's
I
cheap
grew up with
point.
dogs.
How many people freaking saw Marley and Me just because
Oh my
it
God.
was
I've
about
never
a dog?
seen
Yeah, true.
And
yeah.
Owen Wilson, come on.
No,
Wow,
they saw it
okay.
from Marley. They
Yeah,
saw it
yeah,
from
you're
Marley.
right, you're right.
Owen was
But,
a supporting
So
character.
the way I see this movie is that it's homeward bound with a third of the cast. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
It's just
where's
one
the
dog.
precocious cat? Where? Come on, like
No, I don't know what the dynamic is. It's a dog, by the way, that has like a voiceover. So thankfully, you don't see the lips move. So it's just like
It's
at
just
least from the
thought
trailer.
process. It's not.
So they
Exactly.
didn't feed it peanut butter and make it flat. Okay, got
No,
it.
so at least they didn't go to that level. But
Okay.
becomes friends with
objectively,
a mountain lion or something like
Jesus
that.
I
Christ.
don't know, dude. Like, this is objectively, at least from the trailer, looks awful. It looks very corny, and because we're of the challenge, which I don't want to spoil, I think I'm actually going to be the one who's going to watch it. So,
Get excited.
Yeah, get excited.
Whoever loses is most likely, unless something changes, most likely going to see that movie.
yes.
And then we will have a review in the upcoming weeks when we
Is that out already or is it?
It
It's
is.
been out. I think it was like a Christmas release,
Yes.
and that's a
Ooh.
perfect time for
Got
that
it.
movie, by the way.
That might
Yeah.
be going away though.
Yeah.
So whoever loses,
Wait,
should
no,
look
release
at
date
Showtime.
January
White moms
11th.
across this country
We have
united
plenty.
for a dog way.
Okay,
dog
you're
way.
right. I guess it's probably doing better than Holmes and Watson did. So maybe it's not as much of
It
a
did.
risk.
Probably.
Okay, there you go.
It's
I mean,
still
I'm
around.
sure it's on Rotten Tomatoes is better than 8%.
Oh, sure. But
Such a low
I
bar.
also that doesn't make me. I actually would rather watch. If you gave me a choice,
I would rather watch Holmes and Watson.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So I agree. That movie is terrible.
We don't need to
not
see
even-
it. We just
not
know.
even seeing it, and I'm a little worried. I know you think you're gonna do it. I think I'm screwed on this one, but
There was a news article, well, quote unquote news. Box office, can the Upside comma, A Dog's Way Home sink Aquaman. So, you know.
Oh, wow. So people Aquaman. Okay.
Oh, speaking of the
granted,
upside,
I think
that's
Aquaman was
really
out.
The upside is also a contender because and that's a
Yeah,
bummer
since,
because
like,
I saw
after
the trailer,
you've been
it
in
looked
theaters
like
that
fun
long.
enough, you know.
Right.
But then all the critics were like,
Well, what I feel
so-
like with that movie is they just wasted all their jokes in the trailer.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
But like I like Kevin Hart and I like Bryan Cranston, so
I
was
love
like,
Bryan Cranston,
Yeah.
man. I love Bryan Cranston. So, all right. The movie I am going to say that I'm not looking forward to. It is not about the person starring it. It is not. I
Okay.
feel like they are suckered into a movie because they have another project coming.
Okay.
Like they said, okay, we'll do your project, but you have to star in this movie.
Hey, must be the money.
It is Taraji P. Henson
Oh my goodness.
in What Men Want.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
The spiritual sequel to the Mel Gibson What Women Want.
Oh my god.
I just
Perfect movie for Mel to star in. by the way.
Yes.
Oh, by far, yes.
Mel knows.
And
No
like
knows.
the funny thing is, I was talking to somebody about this, and they pointed out that movie has become much more of a classic. Like What Women Want became much more of a classic. Seeing What Men Want, the trailer,
Yes.
because everybody's just like, oh, What Women Want was like great. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was like
I
this
never saw it.
amazing movie, and but it was decent enough that like people had seen it,
Right.
And now they're just going back and going like, I'm seeing this trailer going, yeah, What Women Want was way better, and it's like it's Mel Gibson and a movie about like.
I think some people are
What
still
people
a little
want.
uncomfortable with Mel. To
Yes.
be fair.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I get why they went with like Taraji P. Henson for this movie.
Yes.
But at the same time, I feel like she's stuck in this. Like,
Right.
she wants to do this passion project.
Sure.
This studio said, we'll fund it, but you have to do this.
Right.
And so I think What Men Want looks terrible. I'm not excited about it.
And so, just to sum up the plot for people who don't know, and it's the same thing for both films. So, for this one, the woman now, Taraji P. Henson, is now reading people's minds or men's minds.
Yes,
on
men's
accident.
minds.
She's just like a radio receptor.
Right.
And back with Mel, it was him hearing women's thoughts,
Yeah.
and thus him, I guess, sleeping with them for it. Like,
No, I don't even think it was that. I think it was
okay.
like better understanding the women's minds and why he shouldn't be a womanizer.
oh, see, it
But it
work.
doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same flip because like.
No, because
I don't feel like she was a manizer, you know. and
Manizer.
like, what's the term for that?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't feel like she was a manizer and these. So
Can we trademark that for the podcast?
we can trade #manizer.
Oh, goodness.
That's T-Dog's new nickname, actually.
Yes. So this is
T-Dog manizer.
Oh yes.
You threw Andre under the bus. We have to call you a manizer. So all right. We will jump into our next challenge. Which Andre, as the loser of the first challenge, let us hear what our challenge is this week.
All right, strategically picked to give me the most advantage, the biggest advantage. It is a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 3-stock battle, no items, any character. We'll say nerd. There we go. Done. That's the challenge. Loser has to. It'll be four-person free for all. Loser has to watch
A Dog's Way Home.
Dog's Way Home.
Okay.
That's
Jesus.
stake here.
Well, until then, we're going to try to do this bi-weekly, I think is what we said.
Yeah, I'll play
why not?
All right, bi-weekly. So for Andre, T-Dog, Mitchell, and myself, Mike, we will see you in 2 weeks after this challenge. You can find the challenge on our YouTube page, which is going to be something that's going to be attached to the website.
Yes. Look out for
Very
T-Dog's
well
hand.
Probably something called Game for a Movie on YouTube.
Cool.
All right.
So until next time, anybody have any sign-off words?
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Andre, you're going down, dude. I can't wait for you to lose on your own challenge.
Oh my god! If I lose at my own challenge,
Do you like dogs, bro? Do you like dogs?
I hate dogs. Actually, I love dogs. I would probably.
You're about to watch a freaking hour and a half movie about a dog
I feel like-
finding his way home.
No,